It's a muddy mess. The animals are loving it. I have big pots that I need that space for. That was one of my reasons I'm changing it. So I have a little bit of space I can work. I think I have about 2 foot of walking space. It's enough to turn around. So I'd like to keep that spacing. Round and around we go. I see things budding out. It's the best part. You see leaves coming out on these bare sticks. That's a good day. Cut the peppers back more. I don't know if I'll have to cut these back more or not. See, this one looks like it's kind of needing another trim. So I have a long time before I can put stuff outside. I love being outside again with the chickens. Oh my gosh, what a day. End of February. Meteorological spring is in March, like days away. That's my spring. I kind of go with what I know weather is and should be. I don't go by the calendar. If I went by the calendar, I wouldn't get anything right as far as growing goes. Oh my, look at that. Oh, you know why I'm in here? I added a table. The rosemary's so pretty. I have more flowers blooming. Everything's on this table. I had to clear this side of the greenhouse to add a table. Back away. I have a picture that I found on my phone when I was cleaning my phone off of the greenhouse when it was tables. I had a table back here. I'm going to throw the picture up anyway. I can't use that top shelf much for plants. It gets too hot up there. I've already kind of ruined one. And these 2 plants I have to find a spot for. They should go on this table. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll just use the top shelf for the stuff I need to work and the fan. And I have a fan down here, and the heat's on this side's turned all the way down. The big heater's still on. Space saver. It's a big heater for this little greenhouse. It's perfect though. It is perfect. Better. These are my 2 toughest plants, but they don't need to be up there. They also get forgotten about up there. Do I have water? I have birds. It's going to be raining probably for the next 3 days. Where would I put my other watering can? I have 2. I cut some of these peppers back a little bit. Propagations need to be potted out. Get that is a begonia propagation. So only 2 of them are still alive. And that is a geranium. The geranium has roots, the begonias don't, but I think they'll root now that it's, you know, almost spring and they're under lights. Should do better. This little ashwagandha was in the overflow area. I don't think it had any leaves on it when I brought it in a month or so ago. And now look at it, it's all leafed out. Onions, they're just starting to come up. What else is under there? Alyssum, purple alyssum. It's almost March, and it's time to get the cold crops going. Because of space issues, I'm using the cold sow method. These get waterlogged. I know from experience. I don't know how many years I've been doing this. You would think with 2 greenhouses and plant lights and shelves that I wouldn't need to, but I do need to. Pepper season was just awful last year. It got cold. It stayed cold. And then it got warm, and it should have stayed warm, but we had multiple cold fronts that moved through in June after they were in the ground. Not a lot of them. The sowing went well with peppers last year. It kept knocking them back. Same with tomatoes. Cold fronts knocked them back. Like, it stalls them out. They stop growing for a time, maybe a couple weeks, but if you do that back to back, that's a month that they were stalled out. I'm going to put these jugs right in the vegetable garden. Keep the food separate from the flowers. I've already started flowers. It's a fresh bag of soil. Pretty moist. Really haven't done a whole lot of shopping this year at all. So like everything I'm using, everything I have, all the projects I'm doing is last year's stuff. Throwing my glasses on. Let's see if I can see the seeds. So I bought, and Rick bought me an extra bag of soil when we were shopping the last time, which was months ago. Because I go through a lot of soil. This one, cabbage. I don't want very many cabbage. I don't want very many of any of these plants. And they don't all come up. Brussels sprouts and the cabbage, I barely used them. Just, I don't know. Life, right? I meant to. So I had to tape these, and I'm going to write right on top of the plastic because it stays better on the plastic than on the tape. So after I brought all the peppers into the greenhouse, I just went around finding pots and cutting them up. I ended up getting peppers in the greenhouse, and I just pulled a pepper out of there not long ago. And there's one more little one. The peppers that I got in the winter were really small, and I didn't get very many. But in the fall, I got a bunch. So it made it worth it. 2 different kinds of broccoli I'm planting. Old seeds and new seeds. They're totally different. I do remember this broccoli being different last year. So it was worth bringing the peppers in, and they are starting to show signs of coming back. I'm thinking of repotting them. Some fresh soil and matching pots. I mean, if I'm going to repot them, I might as well put them in matching pots. Or at least better pots than what I chose when I dug them out of the ground. I'm always surrounded by pots somewhere around where I'm working. I don't like to waste steps. I'm not a person who needs to, a step master, because I'm always walking somewhere, doing something. So my goal is to not walk more than I have to. But some fresh soil in those peppers pots, repotting them in fresh soil would go a long way, I think, to their health as they're coming back to life. Because it was June that I planted them when they got knocked back, I don't know when I'm going to put them in the ground. Every year is different, so I can't say that because June was bad last year, it's going to be bad this year. We could warm up in April and stay warm enough to garden anyway. That's happened in my old house. Went to work in April, and we'd had a really nice week, and I was talking to people at work, and somebody put their whole garden in, and it stayed warm. So I'm sure they had a good gardening season that year. You never know what you're gonna get. So I got both kinds of broccoli in here. And I don't care to be too technical when I'm planting. When they fruit, I'll be able to tell the difference, though. Because I did notice the difference in the appearance of the broccoli. Fruit on the inside of the fence, flowers on the outside of the fence. Chickens are so happy to be outside. It's muddy. But you know what? They've been cooped up a lot. The ducks are in an icy pond. I didn't want to drag the hose out today, but I do have a hose I can drag out to fill up the little pond. Garden's a mess. Took the plastic out of greenhouse too. It's cold out. Rosemary looks kind of funky, but it's alive. I'm gonna take all these stakes out. So the peppers I tried to save in here, yeah, they didn't feel well. I lost them pretty early on, but they were already in the ground. I didn't feel like it would hurt anything to try. Oops. It's still kind of chilly out, so I'm not gonna do too much out here. Got a couple of days where it's gonna be in the 40s, like maybe close to 50. I might do more work out here then. Oh! Gotta do something with this stuff. Okay, anyway, it looks better now. So this is garlic. That'll come back pretty quick. Onions, they go smushy when it gets cold, but there's a couple onions in here. Well, this is catmint. It's doable. There's oregano in here that's green. Of course, there's no green oregano anywhere else. Lamb's ear. It'll come back faster in here than it will outside. Okay, well, and then I just have some odds and ends. I have a bunch of, this is hardy hibiscus, Rose of Sharon. This is for the mice. If they run out of food, they can have some cornmeal and baking soda. It's not something you want to eat if you're a mouse, but I have to do something to get rid of mice. That's what I'm doing. More sticks. So, yeah, there's things in here that might come back that you can't see right now, but they might come back. I'm not worried about it. Don't care. Don't care. I know what this is. It's chamomile. Got a bunch of chamomile in here. I used to sell chamomile in the spring because so much of it would come up in the garden. And I had a tough time seeding it the first time, so I felt like I was helping people out by doing that. One of my nurseries is opening next month. The ground should hopefully be thawed out some in March. I'm looking for anchor plants. Evergreens. I'm still working on the evergreens this time of year because I can see where my holes are better now. Where I want to see something evergreen. Out there by the windmill, I want to see something evergreen. I don't have anything out there. Gonna work on this area. Soon enough. Look how dirty your feet are, little chicken. That's Mo. Mo's a loner. He's been over here eating birdseed. Usually has a buddy with him. Biter.